This is a picture of me that was taken 2 days after I came to Turkey. And I look really happy because I had just gotten married, and I had just come back from my honeymoon. But this picture almost didn't get taken, because a month before this, I was in a panic. I was ready to be married, but I wasn't ready to move to Turkey. The reality was setting in about what I would be leaving. I was leaving my family and my friends, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I was in a panic. I couldn't breathe. My dad sat me down, and he had a talk with me, and he calmed me down, and he gave me some really good advice. And I want to share that advice with you, but a little bit later in the story. So I did come to Turkey. I did get married. And the first 3 months were great. I loved it. And the next 3 years were awful, terrible. I was prepared to miss my family. I was prepared for that. But I wasn't prepared to live in between these two worlds. There was the world that I had come from, and this new world that I was learning, and I found that they were clashing. For example, in my home in California, we wear shoes in the house. But in Turkey, we don't. So how do you compromise those things? Do you wear one shoe in the house? So the places where these clashes were happening, I was disappearing. I couldn't marry the two worlds together. And I lost myself. But I think just like we're born with DNA to code our genetic structure, I think we also have a GPS. And the GPS guides us back to ourselves if we listen. So I started asking myself questions. Who am I? If I'm not working anymore, am I a housewife? If I'm a housewife, am I a Turkish housewife? Am I an American housewife? And what is that? I don't know. So I was asking questions to get at the heart of who I was. What did I value, apart from where I had come from, apart from where I am? And what is the life that I want to live? These are the questions I was asking myself. And it was like clearing away the fog on the mirror so that I could see myself really clearly. So I began to try and find the answers to these questions. And it was a really messy process. I tried lots of things. I tried setting up an e-commerce site on eBay, and I would go to the covered bazaar, and I would buy pashminas, and I would go home and sell them out to the world, and that was really great, but it wasn't quite right. And everyone said to me, oh, you're American, you should teach English. So I tried that. That wasn't quite right. Your Turkish is so good, you should be a translator. So I tried that, but it didn't fit. But all the time I was learning, and I was moving forward, and I was finding the things that were right, and I knew some things, that I needed to have freedom. I needed flexibility, I needed to write, and I needed to be around creative people. So I was starting to learn what was really core to me, but it was really messy. So I, as I said, tried lots of things, tried many hats, saw what was working, saw what wasn't working. And I was hearing lots of voices from the outside also, mostly from the people who were closest to me and saw how much I was struggling. And they were asking me questions, you know, are you really working at home, or are you just watching soap operas and eating bonbons? How could you be working from home? Or if you're working from home, where's the money? How come you're driving that old car? You're not really working, are you? And if it's so hard, why don't you just give up and go get a real job? And so I thought about that. And I thought inside of myself, can I do it? Why is it so hard? Why am I struggling so much to find these answers? And it was about that time that I went to a women's leadership program at Santa Clara University. And the director of the program gave me some good advice. And she said, I don't think success has anything to do with self-confidence. Because the truth is, some days you don't have it. Some days you can't get out of bed. Or you don't feel like cooking. Or your kids need you. I think a better determiner of your success is how big your goal is. And how important it is to you that you reach that goal. Because some days when you get up and you don't know how, the goal is so big that you'll ask for help. Or you'll say, today I just can't do it, but tomorrow, that goal is so important, I'll get there. The goal has to be bigger than you, because you don't do it by yourself. So I said, okay, if that's the truth, then I'm on the right path, and quitting is the failure. So I need to keep going. So I built a platform. And this is an online platform, and it was as messy as my process. It was blogs and tweets and Facebook status updates and photographs and video, and it was chaotic and confusing, and it represented exactly what I was going through. It was a reflection of my process, but as I evolved, my platform evolved. As my businesses grew, I grew. And the platform that I built embodied everything that I was and everything that I was going through. And I learned that it gave me freedom and flexibility. It let me write, and it connected me with creative people all over the world. You can think of this process that I've described as the creative entrepreneurship of yourself. Because just like entrepreneurs look out at the market and they say, what's missing? What's not working? What is it that people want that they're not getting? And they innovate solutions. I can build something to fill what's missing. I can build a product to fill this need. I can design something that people want. When you are the entrepreneur of your own life, you design the solutions. You fill what's missing. You bring what's needed. Part of my platform is connecting and building community around the world, and I met a really good friend through Twitter, and she came up with a name for this process, and she calls it Global Niche. Global Niche is your unique place in the world. It's the place that you can take all the worlds that you belong to and put them together into one place that fits and makes sense and describes you exactly. It's the place that brings you meaning and represents the meaning that you're looking for. And we believe so strongly in this platform as a solution for people like us that we created a community online, and that community is growing every day. So now I'm going to come back to my dad's advice. That night that I was so panicked, I couldn't breathe, he said, look, Tara, I know we spent a lot of money getting ready for this wedding. People have their plane tickets, they're coming. We know that you love your husband, but you don't have to go through with it. We can cancel it, we can call it off. You don't have to go through with it. But think about this, he said. 10 years from now, what will you wonder about? What my life could have been? What would I be doing now if I had gone through with it? So instead, what about this? What if you just give it a try? What if you go, get married, move to Turkey, and if it doesn't work out, you can come back. It's not permanent. Okay, I said. And then he said, and if you're gonna try, give 110%, give everything, so that you know you really tried your hardest and you have no regrets about it. So that's what he said. That allowed me to walk down the aisle and get on the plane, and that was 10 years ago. And here I am today. I'm the co-founder of a global initiative for creative entrepreneurs. I'm the vice president of business development for a global platform. And I'm part of a team that's supporting the development of women entrepreneurs in Turkey. And I have the privilege of speaking to you today. So in honor of those 10 years, I have 10 lessons for you. And the first lesson is lose yourself. And it doesn't have to be dramatic or really stressful, but get out of your comfort zone. Because you don't know who you are until you don't know who you aren't. Until you see yourself in contrast, you won't have a very clear picture of yourself. Identify the problems, but identify them in a way that they're things you can change. So not problems or complaints, but there's something going on, and what do I have here that I can control, that I can change? Do that by asking questions. Don't make statements. Statements feel like facts that are immovable. So if you say, I'm really cold, it's a statement. But if you ask yourself a question, how can I warm up? Then your brain starts to work on it like a puzzle. I can turn up the heat, I can put on a sweater. So ask questions that will lead your brain to start working and come up with solutions. Don't believe in yourself. It's kind of a joke. Believe in a goal and make the goal be really, really big. So on those days when you don't feel like you can do it, the goal will drive you. And the goal will encourage you to bring in other people. Make the goal really big. Don't listen to outside people, because often, especially if you're at the beginning, they don't see the vision that you have in your head and they don't understand. And they'll be critical and they'll be negative. So block those voices out. Only let in the voices that are positive and encouraging and propel you forward. And build a platform. I know this is really scary for some people because it makes you visible. It puts you out there and it makes you accessible. But the platform is a reflection of you. And you can look at it and see where you are and see how far you're progressing. And if it's designed really well, and if it really represents who you are, it becomes a place for you to stand and be seen. And the more that you build on it, it becomes a launching pad to shoot you higher and higher. Take good care of yourself. Eat well and rest and move. But mostly, choose very carefully where you invest your resources, where you spend your energy, your time, and who you're spending it with. Because pretty soon, if you continue to move along this road of building your global niche, you don't have time to spend doing things that you don't care about. You don't have time to spend with people who don't light you up and don't encourage you. So take very good care of yourself and where you're spending your resources. Don't wonder. Don't look back 10 years from now and say, I wonder what would have happened if I had done that. Take safe risks. My dad gave me a safety net by saying, you can go, and if it doesn't work out, you can come back. Sometimes we just need to take one step. We don't need to go all the way to the end. So make them safe risks. And commit 110%. To do that, it has to be a goal that's worth giving that much of yourself for. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give you a challenge. So the challenge tonight is I want you to think about your life 10 years from now. What does your life look like? And it has to be amazing, fantastic, better even than is in your heart. And make it big. What does it look like? And what are you willing to do today to reach that goal? What do you feel so strongly about? What is so important about that goal that you're willing to commit 110%? What are you willing to do today to take one step, even if that step is to say, I don't know what it is? It's still a step. And what are you willing to do today so that 10 years from now, you don't look back and say, I wonder what would have happened if I did? And I thank you very much for the privilege to share my story with you.